How many of you are familiar with the Little Caesars hot and ready pizza?
Yeah, that's the $5 one.
It's quite good for $5.
Pizza. Yeah.
You can get it in cheese or pepperoni.
Unfortunately, because of inflation, it now costs 11% more.
Oh,
Six something? 6
It's like $5.55.
that's tight. That's even cooler sounding.
It doesn't matter. It's no longer just $5.
It's $5.55.
Plus tax, bitch.
But what if they make a $6 bill? Would you get mad?
Excuse me?
The convenience of a $5 pizza is like, here's a $5, buddy, right? But now you gotta go 2 bills, right? But if they make a $6 bill, then you can just go, here you go, buddy, back to the old days.
But even when it was a $5 pizza, you still had to pay fucking delivery and tax and everything like that.
Yeah.
You get the $5 pizza.
No, Bart didn't
delivered?
do that. He just handed him a bill. He handed him a bill and walked out of there.
That's the real question.
Alright, fine, fuck it, there's still tax. Oh yeah, Vegas guys.
No one's saying nothing, dude.
Yeah, it was 10%. You guys Googled it earlier.
I watched a video on how Little Caesars can, live go on for so long and pay so fucking charge so goddamn little. Can't get my goddamn words out of my fucking mouth. All right. Oh yeah, that's the right half.
Because this wouldn't have worked.
Well, no, wait. That's how he talks.
He's the one that stutters.
Trump can't answer questions. He's
gonna fix it.
I'm trying to fix it.
Okay.
Very affordable. Very affordable. Very affordable.
He did a good job.
Good job. Do you know why Little Caesars can spend such little money? Right? It's because they're a delivery company. That's first and foremost. They're a big distribution company, and
They're like FedEx.
basically their produce distribution. They other people pay for the cost of all of their warehousing, all that shit, and then they're able to set up these Little Caesars on their routes.
Wow.
And then so since everyone else is
That's so smart, yo. Damn, that's a smart business model.
yeah, so that's why they can charge it so cheap. I had no idea. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so if they're like delivering supplies for like, let's say Domino's or Pizza Hut or like whatever company, right? On the way to their routes, they just drop off their pizzas or whatever. They have warehousing, and let's say like 80% of that is covered by them. They have a free like rent area to cover their pizzas, So
That's crazy.
It's a
man.
show company.
Wow.
they eat the cost and then they can just flip these.
It makes me feel better about it because I thought it was because something was wrong with the pizza.
Yeah, I always thought there was something.
But now it's like there's something right with the business model.
Yeah, they made it work for itself.
I have to say too, when you're growing up, you don't know you're in a white trash family. You just think that you're just in a regular family, and then that every family has this fucking trailer parked in the front of their yard, and that every family just has a bunch of trash in their backyard, literally just old cars and stuff.
I thought my white trash friends were actually very wealthy because they had so many cars that weren't working. But it was a lot of cars that their dad was working on. So I was like, man, my dad only has 1 car, but your dad has 20 in the backyard.
They're working on them by drinking beer and yelling at the wife.
Yeah.
And growing up, I always thought man, HOAs suck because my parents always hated HOAs, and then I realized that oh no. My parents hate HOAs because all our neighbors hate us because we have a junkyard in our backyard and it's ruining their property value. And that sucks for our neighbors, big time. So yeah, when I was growing up eating Little Caesars, I was like, this is the best pizza on the fucking planet Earth.
I thought my white trash friends were so rich because for us, fast food was like a special event, going to McDonald's or whatever.
Yeah.
But they always had fast food. So I was like, man, you guys get the fucking good shit?
Yeah, you guys get to eat out every day?
Yeah, I was like, dude, you guys get the fucking, whoa, you're rich.
I still feel that way.
Fast food every day.
I can only eat McDonald's once a week.
Yeah, my mom's like cooking
McDonald's
shit. I'm
is
like,
treat,
bell peppers?
right?
Ugh.
McDonald's is a
100% true.
Like every other Friday.
My parent, every other poor son of a
Christmas
bitch.
morning is when I went to go get McDonald's last.
My parents were always dealing with debt stuff, right? Big time.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we would get Little Caesars, and it would be like, whoa, this is a fucking delicacy and shit. But knowing that the hot and ready pizza is now no longer just $5, so when they put it on the box, there's something to me that kind of
Does it feel like you're being ripped off?
a little bit.
They're not very accessible, are they?
No, and it's like $1 for Crazy Bread too, so it's like it's getting up there now.
I bet you if you could purchase it with UST, you'd be fine.
You got him right with.
You have all the fucking.
It's the US dollar part that's messed up.
When do you think crypto adoption is going to be to that point where we can actually just buy whatever with different coins?
Probably this year, right?
Isn't it getting close? Yeah, it's. I mean, Alice is about to happen, which is well. There's another one too, but the idea basically you're about to get a card that allows you to transact with crypto at vendors, so merchants won't even know that they're receiving crypto because it does the swaps in the background on the blockchain, and it pays them out. It settles in real currency for them.
Wow, cool.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be really, really soon. So
I hope so.
It's just hard though because like U.S. regulation is like really intense, right? Like so many of these protocols and these programs and these cards and partnerships with MasterCard and Visa, they work in like every other country. You can literally just like I don't know why. Maybe all other countries are like, no, we don't need your tax because you earned it yourself, and they're idealists. I don't know, but
well, Joe was saying this for 2 years. He's like, if you live in the UK, you have more economic freedom than the United States, and I didn't know what he meant.
Our propaganda makes it seem like the UK is more socialist and this and that, and then like,
How do they have more economic freedom?
there's actually a nonprofit organization or whatever who creates like a graph of like the world's economic freedom list, right? It's like a top 100 list, and it shows basically from like 1 to least free on a whole number of criterias. So like, how business friendly is it? Like, is it easy to open up? How about like, paying your employees, or like the cost of doing business, how much government control, whatever. And it's based off of a criteria of like how difficult it is to open up a business and be economic free. So like countries that are more corrupt, where the government will come and steal your shit, that's considered the last of the list. Yeah. Oh, you found it.
Yep.
holy shit.
Yeah. So if you see the list there.
UK's number 7.
Yeah, it's pretty high up
We're
there,
number
right?
20. We're number 20.
And it's weird because when you're in America, you think land of the free, business friendly. This is the land of entrepreneurship and whatever. And then it comes to find out that we're not as free as what we thought we were. Because we always make fun of Europeans like, oh, you're so communist. But look at that.
Yeah.
It's like, actually, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Singapore's who does, tarot cards and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah. And then, what's weird too is, we're under the belief that China's this fucking controlling communist country, which is not far from the truth, but they're advancing further than the US is in sustainable energy and fucking like, it's crazy. Like, they banned Bitcoin, but then they're all cashless, as in like.
And they're one of the biggest holders of it too.
Yeah.
well, they're number 107. Ooh. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, like you're talking about, there's just
They're not economic free. I went off on a tangent, but I'm just saying that they're more advanced in things that we wouldn't have thought of, like being environmentally friendly and trying to do things that's sustainable energy. We have a fossil fuel kind of fossil fuel dependency.
but aren't they huge polluters? Like huge.
Yeah, I think that might be a more recent thing, that they're more active in that scene. But I think I think that
So
they
they
were definitely
learn
polluting
from their
cities
mistakes
really
faster.
hard.
Yeah.
Because only got days where they like, hey, nobody drive for like 2 days and like.
It's like your license plate. Sometimes when the smog gets out of control, the government will issue like, hey, if your license plate ends with this, you can't drive for this period of time.
Oh wow! It'll actually clear up, right? The skies.
It will.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was also, I think, during much more of a time where like they introduced a lot more capitalistic like views and priorities into their nation, and like the one child rule and stuff like that started to evolve and change. So I think they began developing at a really, really rapid rate in like the recent decades and whatnot. But definitely from that chart standpoint, I can understand why from an economic freedom concept, they might be like lower on the list, but I do agree with Joe. They're moving way faster pace when it comes to a lot of other things.
Yeah. I went off on a tangent and I didn't want to mix the two.
Yeah.
Economic freedom wise, America is still higher on the list because China, what they do is they could come in and just take your company.
Right.
So economically free, no. But then like the point was, there's a lot of propaganda that we get in the U.S.
Yes.
and we have beliefs about other countries that might not be true. And it might be outdated.
Our propaganda.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, Venezuela, I've only heard that they're starving and then they fucked up because they're socialist as fuck. But if reporters on the ground there, people who go there who aren't owned by all these companies who want you to think that, they'll show you fully stocked grocery stores and all this stuff.
Really? Like they're vlogging out there?
Yeah, they're showing you. They'll actually go inside of these stores and show you what's actually going on.
Same journalist from North Korea.
State control.
They controlled.
That would.
No, these are like guys from, I don't know if you guys know the Gray Zone or any of those guys, but they do independent journalism, not funded by NGO or not funded by government organizations. They do seed funds from private people and stuff, and I'm a fan. So yeah, it's good to hear news that's not just what the state-owned groups say.
I do see a shift though of like a lot of people waking up to. It's funny using the word "wake" and woke, but then like a lot of people are questioning their own governments, and this is happening worldwide.
I wish it happened everywhere.
Right?
I do.
But it's weird to me because I've been fucking waist deep in this shit since high school, right? So that's like fucking what, 1999? And then I've been kind of saying this, but because I am such a weird person, like to begin with, people write me off like a motherfucker. And we've been talking about this for some time on JK News, right? And then just recently people are like, oh my God, there they go again with that fucking conspiracy.
Like we did about inflation and how people who are asset rich are about to kill it during the pandemic. I mean, it's the same shit as it ever was.
I know.
Yeah.
And what blows my mind is that now even questioning the narrative of what's popular is considered fringe thinking or conspiracy. But I think, isn't that what you're supposed to do in a democracy, is question like the whole vaccine thing, right? If you question it, you're an anti-vaxxer, and all of a sudden you don't believe in science. But I'm like, they're silencing scientists.
It's crazy when people are vaccinated that question the vaccine and they're still labeled anti-vaxxer.
Exactly.
No,
I'm vaccinated.
Vaccine. They've been vaccinated already. They're just saying, shouldn't it be a choice? And like anti-vaxxer. I'm like, what the fuck? That's crazy.
But that's how simplistic you can get if you let it, right?
Crazy.
It's like, I can't believe.
Because it makes people feel comfortable, right? Because it's like, if you don't have the critical thinking skill, because it's a skill to be able to think and to seek out other information that's opposing your viewpoint. And if you don't have those skills, then it's never going to happen. So it's easier for people to be like, you don't know what you're talking about. You're crazy. Like you're thinking fringe, you know? So.
You're fucking insane.
It's super weird to be mad at someone for questioning, but not be mad at someone who doesn't have a good enough answer.
Yeah.
So true. I mean, or they change their answer every 2 months, which I love.
Yeah, I'm like, why isn't that maddening?
Yeah, what blows my mind is, why is it crazy to believe that large institutions have other agendas beyond our well-being?
What agenda, Joe? What kind of conspiracy
Right?
shit is this?
Like, do you think the world runs on honor?
Yes.
And caring of others? Like,
Driven
I
by
wish.
profit. They're not driven by profit. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's like, no. The government isn't ever fucking gonna be tainted by money. It's ran by the most
Well, that's never happened before. I mean, look at cigarettes.
I know.
It's not like doctors used to endorse cigarettes.
Yeah, and there, if you believed in science back then, and if you never questioned the science, if a doctor is telling you smoking a cigarette every day is healthy,
Or taking a pharmaceutical.
right?
Or if Pfizer is sponsoring every fucking single news company, if you question the vaccine, you're still a fucking anti-vaxxer. Dude, it's wild out there.
It is fucking crazy.
That said, I love Pfizer.
I know. JK News, we're ready to get sponsored.